Are you a teacher wanting to transition online, but the very thought of teaching online overwhelms you? Well, you've come to the right place. There is no reason to fear, we've all been there, and you are completely right. The idea of teaching online, whether English or an academic subject, can be very daunting and scary at first, especially if you're not familiar with all the technology. Today, you've come to the right place, and I'm going to help you to make that transition smoothly and successfully. Hi, I'm Simi. Welcome to my channel, Class in the Cloud. On this channel, you'll find tips and suggestions to help you make a success of your online teaching and online learning journey. I am a successful online English teacher. I've been teaching English online for almost 3 years, and today I want to help you get started. So if you're new here, please don't forget to hit subscribe and ring the bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a new video. Today's video is for all the classroom teachers who want to transition online. And in this video, I'm going to share my top 5 tips or suggestions I can give you to make that transition smoothly and successfully. And if you stick around right to the end, I'll share a 6th bonus tip just for you. So let's jump right in. Tip number 1, lighting. Now, next to camera angle, lighting is probably one of the most essential things to get correct when transitioning to the online teaching platform. Bad lighting will not just make you look tired and grey, but it also disengage your students. When setting up your classroom, try to face an open window. Natural light is always the best light. If you do have some lamps in your classroom, I would suggest the warm LED for a more natural and radiant look. I would suggest testing your light with a few friends over a Skype or Zoom platform before starting to teach online. You can have 2 or 3 people, one person on the other side looking at your image, you're in front of the camera, and someone positioning lights within your classroom, seeing where you can bounce the light off the ceiling or off the walls to find the perfect lighting for your teaching space. The placement of your additional lights are very important. There are 3 things you need to remember. Now, number 1, as already mentioned, have your main light from the front. Natural light is the base light. Face an open window if you can. Try to avoid having light from the bottom up. That will make you look like you're teaching Ghost Story. If you have too much light from the front, you'll look like a deer in the headlights. Too much light from the back, and you'll look like an angel. The second aspect you should pay attention to is your camera angle and your teaching space. As mentioned when we spoke about lighting, camera angle is very important. The correct camera angle allows you to engage with your students and also looks more professional. The best camera angle would be to have your webcam at eye level. You definitely don't want your camera facing up towards you because you don't want your students looking up your nostrils. Also, having your camera from above makes it difficult to make eye contact with you. So camera angle, eye level, even if you have to lift your laptop with a couple of books underneath to achieve that, it is totally worth it. Next, you want to look at your teaching space to make sure that you are square within your camera. Now we have this little box that we need to incorporate the entire lesson through, and it makes it very difficult because you feel boxed in essentially. So it is important to take note of your teaching space. Make sure you are far away enough from your laptop so that you can move in and out and from side to side, especially when you're using exaggerated TPR movements, making the actions with a song, or using props. Have enough space around you to be able to express yourself freely without feeling boxed in. And while we're talking about space, if you are using props or if you're using a whiteboard or a blackboard, try to avoid putting it in front of your face. Having something in front of you completely disengages the student. Again, make sure you can move side to side, forward and back, and that you lean slightly to the side when you are using a whiteboard, blackboard or props, so that you are still within the picture and you can maintain eye contact with the student. Point number 3 that we're going to look at is your background. Now, we are teaching from home, but it shouldn't look like you're teaching from home. Your online classroom, the little box that you have for the students to see, should emulate the traditional classroom as much as possible. Now, with that said, it is important to remember that less is more. You don't want too much happening on your background. It is distracting to the students. So maybe 1 or 2 posters, maybe a banner, maybe your name, or just a plain background with a digital camera border could also be perfect. Try to avoid too many colors in your background, and also try to make sure that you're wearing a solid colored shirt. Now, the reason why I mention that is that you have too many colors or too many objects in your background. It confuses your webcam, and your webcam will then go in and out or blur and clear throughout the lesson, trying to find that perfect focus. So make sure that your face is what your webcam catches to focus, and not the red dot or the hello behind you. Number 4, we are talking about appearance. And again, it is amazing to be able to teach from the comfort of your own home. However, again, it shouldn't look like you are teaching from home. And it should definitely not look like you've just rolled out of bed. That is just distasteful and unprofessional. So I would suggest get the good routine and make sure that you are camera ready for your classes. For the men, make sure that your beard is clean, if not shaven, and brush that hair nice and neat, and wear a collared shirt. For the ladies, a little bit of foundation will just cover up those imperfections that the lighting might emphasize. Mascara and eyeliner will highlight your eyes, allowing the students to engage by making eye contact. And a little bit of lipstick will help the children focus on your lips, especially if you're teaching phonics or pronunciation. A professional look is the best look, even if it's just the top half. Number 5, and this is probably the most important aspect: preparation. Being prepared for your lessons is the key to being successful. I said it once and I'll say it again. If you fail to prepare, be prepared to fail. An unprepared teacher is solely obvious. Make sure that you are prepared for every lesson and every student. If you want to find out more about how to prepare for the 25-minute lessons or the 45-minute lessons related to teaching English online, link below where I discuss just that. Thank you for sticking around. And as promised, I'm now going to share my 6th and final bonus tip. But before I do, make sure to hit subscribe and ring that bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a new video. Bonus tip number 6. Focus on yourself equals sustainability. It is not just important to keep your students focused in every lesson. It is utmost important to focus a little bit of attention on yourself. You've heard of teacher burnout in the classroom, which is easy to understand if you're working 18-hour days like most teachers do, especially in the current environment. However, do not be fooled. Teaching online, it is just as easy to burn out if you don't look after yourself. After all, if you're not feeling your best, you won't be teaching your best either. So focusing a little bit of attention on yourself and having good and healthy habits will make sure that teaching online is not just rewarding and an absolutely incredible experience, but also sustainable. Lastly, I want to tell you to give yourself the space and the grace to make mistakes, we all do, and also claim your victories. You are an incredible teacher and you've got this. The transition to online does not have to be daunting, scary, or completely overwhelming. Just follow the simple tips and be yourself. Teaching English online has changed my life. It has given me the freedom and the flexibility that I could only have dreamed of in the past. And I wish the same for you. That's a wrap. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love to hear from you. Please leave a comment below. And don't forget to hit subscribe and ring that bell so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. I'm Simi. This is Class in the Cloud. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.